Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good day. You got Gord, you're hurting hippie. On this, for me, hump day of this week, September 15th. Let's get to the nitty gritty first. Right now, it is plus 8 degrees. Feels like plus 7. It's going to 15 today. How's the hippie? You guys always ask, so I'll start. You can tell I'm a little bit broken up or broken out. I'm turning into a teenager, but cheers. I am better than I've been in days. My neck is still bothering me and the tinnitus is just howling, but my doctor appointment that I told you all about isn't here yet. She was busy. She only works Monday, Wednesday. I see her tomorrow, or I should say I talk to her on the phone tomorrow, and we'll get to her. But hey, what's today all about? Charles George, thank you. On yesterday's video, I said, hey, you guys, if there's something you want me to talk about, mention it. And boom, right away, he did. He said he's from way down south. And he doesn't know much about Canada, and he wants to learn, and I'm willing to help. But my goodness, Canada is a big, big country with a fair, neat history, and I do know a lot about it. I have studied Canadian history. My family's been a part of it since the very beginning of Canada, and I love to share about it. So first, we do need to get on with what I normally do. Like yesterday, I had to go out on a nice long walk, and I think I should take you with me. See what yesterday ended up like, and then come back here to me today. And we'll talk about what we need to do. And please make sure you come back. Even if you leave, come back, because I want to talk about Canada, and this is a Q&A. I'm going to be asking for your Q's, and later I'll give you my A. Hang on, here I come. Here I am on another flashback, Monday afternoon. Gordy's probably sending this to you. There's a cute little squirrel. I, Gordy, am probably sending this over to me tomorrow to talk about yesterday today. One of these days I'll get that figured out. I like these little squirrels here. There it goes. Anyways, okay, quick update. It is plus 9, feels like 7. Never got to the 14 it was supposed to get to today. And now I'm on the walk. Pasha's at home. We spent the day, we did about 2 hours worth of schoolwork today, and things went really swimmingly, and we had fun together. And then we went on a nice long walk together, and took the dog for the walk. Picture right there. Took the dog for a walk too. So we've had a full day. And although there's still a little bit up here, I'm hearing well. I'm feeling fairly well. My neck doesn't hurt very much at all. I mean, nothing's ever zero with a chronic pain sufferer. But I would say for the first time, or at least for a very few times in the last 6 months, I'm around a 4 or 5 pain-wise overall. In my head, maybe 6 or 7, but average everything out, I'm doing pretty good. But I have a long walk, almost to downtown there, to Luke's Drug Mart, where my P.O. box is, and I have something special there that I'm not going to be able to show for a week because Pasha's home, but it's a shipment of Huckleberry CBD. Coming soon, the final review with all the real data. You know, just to let you know, we had thought it was 20% cannabinoids, and we were right, but we were wrong that it was 2020. It's a 1-to-1 CBD to THC. Final testing results in 10% THC, 10% CBD. That's amazing. Piece of medical wonder. The way it makes you feel, well, let's just say, friends, it's coming, and there's going to be hints to it, and I'm going to spend a week practicing what I want to say about this plant. So, friends, I think it's time to put it back because it's not that warm out, and I got a fair walk ahead of me. And back to the hippie of Tuesday, who I have no idea what the hell he's going to talk about. As I stand here in fall colors, peace and cheers, love and harmony. Hope you enjoyed that little interlude from the hippie of yesterday. I always have a hard time with that. How do you explain? I'm throwing it to myself, back to me. Hey, here's Gord, you know? It's a play that I do in my mind a lot, and I have fun with it. Anyways, friends, back to Canada. I have this background because to me, this is what Canada represents. Raw country. Beautiful, vast, second largest country in the world. It is much bigger than the United States, and I've been from shore to shore. I've been to 2 of the 3 territories. I've been all over, and yet I've seen so little of this country. I could spend my whole life searching this country, driving around this country, and still miss most of it. What I really hope is that there will be a whole bunch of questions from all of you. What do you want me to do to research and answer about Canada? And there will be a follow-up. There will be the answer edition, hippie and Canada. I don't know how I'll title it yet, but you can bet it will be there. Stay tuned, little known facts coming. But to me, Canada represents a quieter, calmer people, or at least it used to. And I'm very proud of my Canadian brethren and sisterin for not freaking out like the US seems to be doing right now. It's a beautiful country. I love the eastern seaboard. That is the oldest part of Canada because it was the first part settled. I love the western seaboard because it's so raw and inviting and dangerous and beautiful all at the same time. I have lived in 4 of the provinces. I have traveled through every single one. My dad raised me to know the bush and the country. We went camping all the time. We went gold panning. We followed the gold rush for a couple of years in British Columbia. The reason I'm telling you all this stuff, 1, you get to know me just a little bit more. And through it, I get to know you just a little bit more. But also, it may spur the questions you want to ask that will drive the next video and your entertainment. So we're helping each other, helping each other. Yeah, that coffee's needed. I'll give you a history. I was born in North York, Ontario. North York later became Weston, Ontario. It's still North York is a part of it. And Weston, Ontario actually got swallowed up by Toronto. Toronto, the Greater Toronto Area, or GTA they call it. So when people ask, where were you born? I just say Ontario. We lived, therefore, in Toronto. my sister, older than me, was born there too. Then we moved to Sudbury. Scriber, Ontario. Then Sudbury, Ontario, where my brother was born. Sudbury, very, very small. It's where all our nickel and silver and everything comes from. Then we moved to Montreal. Montreal, la belle province. We were very young. We lived in the English Quarter called Lachine, but all our friends were French. And us kids never knew any French, but we got along with the other kids really well. And I think, Mom says, all of us did well in French in school. All our friends had trouble. We had none. So it left something in us all. Yes, I speak French. Je parle français. So, after Montreal, where my youngest sister was born, we then moved right across the country to Vancouver, BC. By this time I was 5 and maybe 6, and we lived in Vancouver for a good 8 years. 6 years, 7 years, hard to say, my memory. But we lived in Vancouver for a fair while, and then in Kelowna, British Columbia, where I then became an adult later and moved to Edmonton, then Calgary. So I've been all over. But also, while growing up, every second year, my dad would pile us all into a truck and we'd spend the entire summer driving across Canada and back. So I've done the trip 4 or 5 times. Once as an adult with my previous wife. When she moved to Canada, I took her shore to shore. And that was beautiful too. So I have a really good history with this country. I have studied it. My family has been a part of the railway since before our country became a country in 1867. So we have had a very long history and many cumulative years of service. Uncles, nephews, cousins, not nephews of mine, but so many people worked for the railway, which built this country. If it wasn't for the railway, this country wouldn't ever grown like it has. I don't know what else to tell you, so I think it's time for... Yes, friends, little known facts. I do enjoy bringing these to you, and so many people have commented they enjoy them too. I have some weird ones today for you. The first one is about coral. Look at that beautiful picture. I mean, tiny polyps that make up coral spawn by releasing eggs into the ocean and sperm at the same time. They do it all within a 20-minute, like they somehow coordinate this because all of them do it all at the same time within a 20-minute span of time under a full moon. Very, very cool. Very, very interesting. I'd love to learn more about the ocean. Next, this one. Here's something I did not know. I think it's really cool. Pez candy was invented to stop people from smoking. Yes, Pez, which is an acronym for Pfefferminz, put that below, German for peppermint, was invented in Austria in 1927 by Edward Haas III, who was fiddling around with a type of baking powder and peppermint oil. Haas came up with a mint that he decided to market as an alternative to smoking. Very neat. And now it's just a kid's candy. That's all it is. And the last one, babies are born without kneecaps. Again, I research everything, and this one is a yes and a no. Babies are born with pieces of cartilage that will eventually become the bony kneecap. or patella that adults have. And like bone, cartilage gives structure where it's needed in the body, such as the nose, ears, and joints. So, are they born without kneecaps? They're born with the structure that will become a bone later. It's kind of still a kneecap. So, in a word, peace and cheers, love and harmony. Catch you on the other side, and thank you for your continued support. Peace.